Hey guys, welcome to this video. So today I thought I'd just chat a bit about my workflow, namely just for two things. So the first thing is for kind of a setup of how I use VS Code when I'm doing a bit of coding, and yeah, just how I use it with, I think it's most notable that how I use it with a dual monitor setup. I feel like the way I do it has helped a lot as opposed to just using one monitor for one thing. And the other thing is just how I set up my workflow, how I edit videos, that sort of thing, just to kind of maybe document the process a little bit. It's always good to kind of do some self-reflection like this, pick up a few pointers, see what I can do better, see what's useful, what's not useful, and also through the video to see maybe what other people are doing through the comments, that sort of thing, and maybe they're doing some things better or can offer some valuable advice or tips from experiences that they've had and the way they do things. Yeah, it's just a learning process. I hope the way I do things can also help someone else. Alright, so let's start with VS Code. Yeah, so primarily I use VS Code or Visual Studio in coding. So I usually use Visual Studio on one monitor, but I do at times when things get quite a lot, can in Visual Studio drag a window out to say another monitor. So if you need, side-by-side windows while you're coding, that's quite useful. So just having one window on the other side, so maybe you have to refer back to a different class or something like that, that's quite useful. But if we take VS Code, it kind of splits the pane. So you can see here I have some files open here on this side and then also some on this side. So I find this works quite well as opposed to say having it in one screen, where it can be a little bit cramped. I feel like I use VS Code a lot more for React and TypeScript, so more front-end style JavaScript stuff, which I think reading it can be a little bit difficult like this, where it's a little bit cramped and sometimes it can extend horizontally. So I found by just dragging the window across the two monitors, it makes such a difference. I can have some files open on the left and then the main stuff in the center on the monitor on the right in VS Code. And if I need to refer back, I can always have that there open, do whatever I need to do here, and then just refer back. One thing which does become annoying is sometimes, let's say I am just using the one screen, one file or one bunch of files here and not really using the left side, and let's say I need to test something in my monitor, in my browser. If I drag the browser over there, I can see it, but as soon as I click into VS Code, it overlays the browser. So a cool thing which I have installed is something called Powertoys, which I also spoke of in a video I did on a bunch of shortcut keys that I use. And if you want to check out that video to see what shortcuts that I use, just click on the video that's going to pop up now. But one of the features in the Powertoys is something called Always on Top. And so what that does is I can highlight the browser or the window that I want, hit Windows Control T, it'll highlight that specific window. It'll then keep that window on top of everything. So while it's there, I can then go back to my main window in VS Code, carry on programming or coding, adding stuff here, test it here in the browser, and if I ever need the left side of VS Code, I can just minimize, go back there, refer back and forth, and carry on like that. So that's really helped a lot, and I think is quite a nice, nifty little feature. There are a bunch of other things in Powertoys which you're welcome to explore, but I just thought I'd highlight just this one little thing which I find quite nice. So I thought I'd just touch a bit on video editing as well. I've got the Vinci Resolve open here. I just pardon my clips missing. It's another story, but we'll get into that another day. But I have this project, so I'll just chat a little bit how I go about editing a video and yeah, any shortcuts or anything that I use here that I find quite useful. First point is that you can see it's spread across the two screens. While I do use this like this sometimes, generally I don't really. It's only if I have a really long video, a long timeline, then I'll do it like this. But otherwise, I think just keeping it to one screen is more than adequate for now, especially for the stuff I edit. So first thing I do is I just bring in all the video clips into Vinci Resolve. Sometimes I may have to sync up the sound, so sync the voice with the video depending on how I recorded with the mic or whatever. And yeah, then I just run through, going through the entire video, especially if it's just a speaking one. I go through and I just cut out all the gaps, the bits and pieces where I pause in between, and yeah, just to get all the ums and ahs. Not that there are too many nowadays, luckily, but just to get those out and just get it as concise as possible. So you can see all of these clips have been edited just to little short clips of the speaking and anything that I was saying, just to cut out any fluff basically. So yeah, then after that I'll just go through it and overlay any clips that I think need to take preference over. So normally I'll have the base clip of me just speaking, and these clips will just kind of overlay above it if I have any, depending on the video obviously. And yeah, one thing I just wanted to really highlight here is that I made these 3 shortcut keys. So if I can zoom in here, so I have these 3 keys, left, middle and the right, and they really help with really streamlining this process. So what I do is the first key, the middle key, if I'm on a clip and I hit the middle key, it just splits, just does a split on the video. Then I have the key on the left, so if I click the key on the left, what it does is wherever my cursor is, it'll remove the video to the left and cut it right at that point. So for example, this clip here, let's zoom in there, I'll click the left and you can see that it keeps where my cursor is, but anything to the left gets removed. And then vice versa, the right key, I click the right and it'll do the same thing and remove everything to the right. But yeah, otherwise, thanks for watching. I hope it was useful. As always, please do remember, if you have any useful shortcuts or anything that you do in terms of the workflow that really helps you a lot, please do leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear.